Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome to yet another fantastic episode here in Sport Doll Podcast. This would be technically, I got to do my math right now. This is going to be episode 16, no, episode 17, week 16 of the college football season. We are done with college championships. The playoffs and bowls have been assigned, and we got one heck of a finish to college football season upon us. As always, Joshua John Dahl here with the lovely co-host, Mr. Dean Dahl.
And then he's pointing to the wrong way. He should point above and over. Yep, up. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're close. welcome. This is exciting. This is crazy cool. I just want to say, and especially on Spotify, this has been an incredible honor. And to hear just anybody that comments and listens and is a part of this, I get the joy of hanging out with cool people. But then others get to enjoy it. And Josh just got from Julie. She wants to know what Caitlin's secret sauce is. Because she seemed interested in what Caitlin was interested in.
Yeah, hot guys. Very, very similar. I tapped into my inner college female, and I was like, okay, yeah, I can go with that, and it turned out fantastic. Because yet again, I led the week in points, and I am making a beautiful, marvelous, miraculous comeback to try and claim another championship at the end of this season. But before I brag about myself even more, we have yet another wonderful guest picker with us. First time on the Sport Dolls podcast.
Oh, Emmet is here, and the pride of Bloomington with connections in Nebraska. And Emmet digs deep. We got together. He just graduated in the spring. He's in college. He's getting smarter every day.
Yep.
And he knows college football and has background. Emmet, welcome to Sport Dolls.
Welcome, Emmet. Now, remind everyone where you are going to school currently.
Going to Normandale Community College.
That's the one. There we go. And this is your first semester?
It is, yeah.
How's everything going for you so far?
Going great. We're in finals week.
Yep.
Finishing up well. Winter break soon. Good.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the best. How many is this coming week finals week for you?
Yeah, in it right now. Friday it's all due, so wrapping up.
How many tests projects need to get done and completed in the next week?
I think 3 left.
There you go. Yeah. Wait to the last minute. That's what I did. That's really, it puts the pressure on, but pressure makes diamonds. That's what I say.
Yep.
And because I am the nerdy geek science, you can cram, and that cram memory will stay with you for up to a week, but not longevity. So you got to pick your poison.
Pick and choose.
Yeah. Just pass that class. There we go. That's it. Not only that, pass it with A's and B's. Those are way more fun.
You're talking business marketing. You said emphasis more on marketing. If you had a magic wand right now and could take that degree and go do what you want to do, what would it be?
Oof.
That's a loaded question.
Besides promote, Sport Doll podcast to become the #1 podcast in Spotify, obviously.
Yeah. Second to that, obviously somewhere in sports, that'd be awesome. Working like social media with professional teams, that's sweet. Or maybe with other companies, Nike, Jordan, any big companies like that, that'd be cool.
Absolutely. I was gonna say, so I always like, I'm old soul. I'm an Instagram reel kind of guy, not quite in the TikTok world yet. But some of those college football like hype videos or like uniform releases are absolutely electric. Like you know what I'm talking about. Like the one that comes to mind is like Tennessee had one where they had like the all black uniforms and they kind of made it like Spider-Man theme when he had that like black ink kind of crawling through him. That's what I'm imagining you'll be doing soon enough, because that's incredible.
Yeah.
But I do not have the talent for that. So thankfully, that's why we have people like you.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with everything in college. It's just getting started. That's awesome. But now we have to focus on college football picks. Now, have we done any picks, any research? What is our prep going into this week?
Whoa, Josh.
I'm getting ahead of myself. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of YouTube, please thoroughly enjoy this immaculate introduction brought to you by Dean Dahl Productions.
Coming right at you. Intro. Oh, that was awesome.
I cannot believe I forgot that.
Emmet,
right?
what did you think? What was the first thing that came to mind after seeing that?
I mean, words, I can't put words to it. Just mind blowing.
Right. I was going to say, it's one of those, like, he went into the wrong career. He should have been in media production after that.
Yeah,
I need some tips for.
It's special. It's special.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a roommate second semester, I was going to say, Dean's looking to go back. He's going back to school. You guys can be classmates.
Oh, yeah. Dean and Stacy would love that, wouldn't that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just don't challenge them to a beer bong. It doesn't go well. Okay. All right. You may come in second.
Okay. Anyway.
Oh, come on. Anyways, what I was going to say and was saying before that amazing intro is what kind of prep. So last week, I don't know if you listened to last week's episode, but my cousin Caitlin came on, and her picking strategy was she put in the time, she put in the effort, and looked
a lot of time in
every team's roster and pictures of players to determine who was attractive and who wasn't. And the team with the more attractive people is who she picked. And she went 3 for 4. So that was, pretty good, I would say.
Oh.
Yeah, this is just give you an idea, Emmet. This is the research she did.
Yeah, big on the smiles, that's for sure. Who? Oh, looks like a golden retriever. Night. Okay. Oh my God, the censorship here.
I like the one. Looks like he loves simple things like fishing. Got all that from a photo. So, that
hold on.
Caitlin's secret sauce. Emmet, what? And I know you know college football. We get together at family functions. You do your research. What's your secret sauce for Sport Dolls this week?
Not gonna lie, this season I haven't been as tapped in with it, mostly off social media, and then about 15 minutes before I've been looking over the roster, trying to keep up with the transfer portal stuff. But
there you go. Oh yeah, that's a thing I was gonna say, because we got to look into bowl season now, where like people will not play in their bowls. They're already looking to transfer, and I vaguely remember last season I was making some picks very uneducated because I was like, oh, this team's gonna win, and they're like, well, their starting quarterback's not gonna play because they're transferring to a different school. And believe it or not, I didn't do the research again this year, so let's hope I do a little bit better this year. As I mentioned earlier, trying to make a pretty darn good comeback. Dad, if you want to bring up last week's,
yes, you did well.
So, I could only get 5 points. So I got 4 out of 5 points. Great. you of course, the 1 out of 4 you had to pick correctly was your confidence pick, so that was tough. But overall, I am only 3 points behind guests and 4 points behind the leader, Dean, sitting at 83, guests at 82, and I'm at 79. So
the Spodcast, the Spotify Spodcast. Oh my gosh, it's rough.
That sounds like a great thing. We just came up with, it's a Spodcast. It's a podcast on Spotify.
For last week's results, 3 for Kate, 4 for Josh, 2 for Dean, but overall, the guess, Emmet, you're right there, and Darla is going to be watching you. She watches the guest very closely at 82. Josh, you came back from nowhere, to have a shot.
I'm making moves, especially the last 2 weeks. I have almost went perfect twice. Now, if I would have gone perfect for 4 games, I would have been excited, but I still would not have quite been on Darla status. But this bowl week picks, this episode, this picking, we have 8 teams to pick from. So we are chasing the inevitable, Emmet, of the perfect pick week, because Darla is the only one to have ever done it. And Dean came close. Dean, you had like a 9 out of 10 week.
Yeah.
I had like a 9 out of 10 or 8 out of 10 week. So it can be done, but it has only been done once. But you're related to her, so it runs in your veins.
Chance, yeah.
Yeah, it'll happen. But that's what we got going on. We got 8 games to pick. We're picking off of the spreads. Okay. I was gonna say overall, understand the spread, or do you want me to go break it down for you, Mr. Emmet?
I believe I have a pretty good understanding. It's just basically Kansas State -7. That means they're going to win by 7 or more.
Correct. So yes. Like I was gonna say, we'll go right into it. I was gonna say first pick. So we got Rutgers playing Kansas State. Kansas State favored by 7 points. So if you think Kansas State is going to win by 7 or more points, you, sir, would pick Kansas State. But if you think Kansas State, they can still win, but if they were to win by 3 points, they wouldn't cover, and that would pick for the Rutgers would be the correct pick. So basically, if you pick to cover the spread, that's the team. They have to win by that or more. But if you don't think they're going to cover, choose the other team.
And we're going all the way to Phoenix in the ever popular Chase Field to play this game in the Guaranteed Rate Bowl.
Guaranteed Rate Bowl. So Rutgers and Kansas State. Kansas State favored by 7. Emmet, what is happening?
I don't know, man. I think I'm going to go with Kansas State to cover the spread.
Okay.
I'm looking at some of the past Rutgers games. Seems like, I mean, they forced close games for sure. Definitely. Look at with Minnesota down by 7. It's a lot of these ones losing by 7 or more. So I don't know. It seems like could be in Rutgers fashion to do it again.
Do it again. See, I was thinking the same thing where they always seem to be in these close games, and I think they're going to keep this one close. I don't know. I mean, it's bowl season. You never know. Some of these are just blowouts, but most of them, they're pretty good, evenly matched up. But I'm going to go with Rutgers, preventing the spread on this one. I'm going to go with the Scarlet Knights and Kaliak Manis, that crazy last name.
the Greek gunslinger.
The Greek gunslinger. I love that, though.
The Dollalytics, these two really match up surprisingly well. They're kind of middle of the pack numbers. Kansas offense is okay. Rutgers defense is not good. I've scrambled enough, and this just makes me uneasy because again, where we started, and Emmet, you and I talked about it before. who is going to play, and neither team is really going to put out there who is and isn't playing because they don't want to give their secret sauce away. Dalytics has KSU winning by 5.5. That is not 7. So we're going with Rutgers, and they are going to win.
Hop on the hot train. Follow these picks, Dad, and I will lead you to victory. Okay, moving on. And we're underway, Emmett. I was gonna say, going strong. I like it. USC is playing Texas A&M. These are gonna be some good teams here. Texas A&M favored by 3.5 points. Aggies, will they win by 3.5 or more?
And this is the Las Vegas Bowl.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah. I'm looking into these scores throughout the season. A&M, I know they've been a team that's been talked about in playoff contention or at the top of those rankings at some point.
Oh, yeah. A&M was up there.
A lot of those big games haven't quite got them. But USC, I mean, they haven't been the best this season either. The quarterback changes early on and everything. I don't know. I think I'm going to have to go A&M here. I think they played better competition and performed a bit better than USC. I think not going to, I don't know, spread-wise, go not cover the spread.
You don't think they'll cover?
I don't know. I think they're going to squeak it out by a lot less, or just very narrow.
Okay, so you think A&M's going to win, but they will not cover. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I'm sitting here. I was agreeing with everything that you're saying, is that I look at USC, their record and who they played through the Big Ten. Now, I'm not dumping on the Big Ten because we do have 4 teams in the playoff, which is wonderful. A&M, obviously, SEC, absolutely stacked, very tough to play and still have a decent record. But when you compare the Big Ten teams to the SEC teams and the way USC has played against some of those Big Ten teams, it's not that impressive compared to A&M's games. So therefore, we're going to go with the Aggies. We're going to go with the 12th man to win and cover. I feel, this might be my confident, but we'll see. Don't put it down there yet. I got 6 more picks to make, but I'm feeling good with A&M covering on this one.
These two teams, this is the closest. There were two games that they Dalytics worked out pretty close, but and Emmet, this is the first time you're hearing this. Josh hears this all the time. The thing that screams at me are turnovers and penalties. And believe it or not, it's not USC that is more penalized. A&M, and I watched A&M play against Texas. They just make some horrific mistakes, and they are ranked 115 in penalties. Meanwhile, USC likes to give the ball up, hence the reason they lost to the Gophers. Dalytics has A&M winning by 0.5 point.
There you go.
So, Emmet, I'm with you. A&M will barely win, but I'm going with USC.
So, needless to say, if A&M just doesn't make stupid mistakes and beat themselves, they should win. But they have yet to do that this year.
That's true.
Yeah, so basically, just don't beat themselves up. That's that easy. But now you can see in Emmett's background, a Cornhusker at heart, Nebraska playing Boston College, and our favored. We have the first Big Ten team favored so far by 2.5 points. Emmet, do I even need to ask where you're going with this one?
It's not a question. I'm going Nebraska. I was a little worried there with that transfer portal stuff. Lost our defensive coordinator. It's a big loss. Defense has been a big strength for the Huskers this year.
Yeah.
Not too many players we lost as far as like big ones. So I think defensively it'll be a change, but we can still hold it down. Offensively, there was question about Rayola transferring. Thankful that didn't happen.
There we go.
Got him back. Emmet Johnson came back. With the new offensive coordinator, I think we can build off that momentum. Past 2 weeks, get the win, cover the spread.
Yeah. See, also another thing, everyone's getting rest right now. Everyone's planning and prepping where we're going to get full healthy teams here, not beat up week after week. And everything like that, which is awesome. So you just know you're going to get a good, healthy team. And I am going to agree with you 110%. Nebraska being healthy, I'm glad that you did the research, that not a lot of people transferred. Beautiful. Don't know much about Boston College, but I do know Nebraska is going to play tough. They're going to travel well, as always. And I feel safe to say that Nebraska will win by 2.5 points or more and get us that nice Big Ten dub.
It's going to be a little different for Nebraska being in New York than in Lincoln. There's no doubt about it.
Right.
Arnie, man, talk about your grandpa, a passionate Husker fan, and the epitome of positivity. Every year they're gonna do it, didn't they, Emmet?
Oh.
Yep.
Even under Scott Frost, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
See, that's just the Nebraska way of they can just be bad, but they still have the followers, just the passionate fans and everything like that. And it's amazing. It's simply amazing. And Alex, my brother says it all the time. They are the best fans he's ever been around. Mm-hmm. And tailgating at Memorial is immaculate. I've still never done it. Have you been to Memorial Stadium?
Yeah, actually, this year was my first game. Me and my mom went to Northern Iowa early in the year. So it was one that you weren't really worried about losing. But, yeah, the environment there, I mean, just walking around the stadium, it feels like it's a close game. Like, you just feel that energy that whole time. So,
yeah,
it's
doesn't matter that they're playing Northern Iowa. They get to play football that day, and they're pumped to be there. See, that's the stuff. I gotta make it there. I gotta make it there one of these times.
And Josh, the Gophers are at Nebraska next year.
Maybe I can
road trip.
Yeah, I was gonna say Brandon, one of our guest pickers this year. Maybe I can convince him because he's also a diehard Cornhusker fan. I don't think I'd have to twist his arm too much to pack up on a Friday and drive down and have a day. Hopefully, it'd be like a nice fall. Now I'm sounding like in my mind the miscongeniality lady where she's like, can I get a nice fall day where it's like sunny and 65. It's warm but not too hot, but it doesn't get cold at the end of the game.
Oh my.
Perfect with the Gophers victory. That's what I want. That sounds like heaven.
And Alex, maybe a business trip to Lincoln.
Yeah, someone's got to pay for my hotel. Gosh, come on, Alex.
Okay, I better make my pick here. Just to let both of you know, if either team gets in the red zone, you are totally fine going to the bathroom or getting a beverage because they both stink in the red zone.
Tough. Yeah, they're going to get a field goal.
The thing that worries me, I want to go with Nebraska, but I go with the numbers. Nebraska's defense has always been solid for them. Clutch scoring comes and goes this year. And the portal has opened up, and there are defensive stars that are leaving. Dalytics has Boston College by 5.5, so it looks like that's not. It looks like I'm stealing one from you guys. Sorry about that.
See, Emmett, we just go with the gut and the heart. A little bit of both right in here, and I'll take that over numbers any day.
Analytics don't matter in Nebraska, huh?
Exactly. I love it. Doesn't matter in Lincoln. Take your numbers and shove them. Beautiful. Well said, Emmet. Well said. Moving on from Nebraska, we have Iowa versus Missouri. Missouri's only favored by 3 points on this one. Another Big Ten SEC matchup.
Down at the Music City Bowl in Nashville.
Great city, great city.
Yeah, for this one, watching Iowa Nebraska last week, it was a rough. I don't know, that game. It was not a lot of offensive firepower, but everything Iowa had was such like a luck or just like a fluke almost. It's like that one touchdown, I believe Caleb Johnson or with their running back. Maybe I'm butchering the name, but had
Well,
like
he's kind of a stud, but yeah.
he's good. Yeah, no, I'm not denying that. But it was just like a fluke play, like 80-yard receiving run. It was just
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
I think their offense, especially with the quarterback issues, yeah, I mean, who knows who's going to be in there. So Missouri, they've good enough team. They do have more offensive firepower for sure. Luther Burden. Yeah, I think going with Missouri for sure.
Yeah, it's just Iowa was. I just think back to earlier this season, Iowa being ranked at some point in time, and they really threw everyone off a loop a little bit when they put up like 30 or 40 points a couple times, which just unheard of. But then they went back to their Iowa ways of just barely scoring some points. And I'm with you. I think Missouri has way more firepower. I think Iowa is just going to be too slow. I think Missouri 100% will win, will cover. It might be a 2-touchdown victory. Sorry, Iowa, but don't like you. Don't think it's going to happen for you this week.
I'm going to be right with both of you on this one. Emmet, you and I talked before Josh got on. You can't. Their quarterback issues were far greater. If teams weren't giving them wins, their quarterback wasn't going to. And third string, fourth string, who knows what's going to play? The only thing we will know is, Josh, where are they going to be at on penalties?
They will not make many penalties because Iowa does not make penalty stupid mistakes, which you gotta respect. You gotta respect it.
I just had to laugh in one of the night games. They interviewed Kirk on the way to the tunnel. What are your thoughts of the first half? Now Iowa had one penalty.
I was gonna say,
remember that?
We were. I don't remember. I don't think we were together, but we were both watching the game. And go ahead, continue.
Well, and he goes, "Well, we've got to take better care of the ball, and we'll fix that penalty. That penalty."
Literally, and it was like a false start. Like that was it. And one penalty, and that coach is like, no, this is disgusting. We prepared all week not to false start, and what do? We do it once in the half.
The only thing that shocks me with Dollalytics is it only has Missouri winning by 4.5. I would have bet anything the numbers would have crunched it greater than that, but I'm with you. I think it's going to be a 10-point plus win for Missouri.
Yeah, they're just going to be fast. Long story short, enough about Iowa. I've given them enough time.
Let's go to Tampa and see what's going on.
I saw this and I didn't know if it was a joke or not, but it's a real deal. Michigan versus Alabama, the rematch of the playoffs last year. Oh my God. Michigan and Alabama. Alabama favored by 10 points. This game is ridiculous to me. I'll go on my bout later. Emmet, I want to hear yours. Michigan beat Ohio State. Congratulations. Awesome. Everyone except for Ohio loves you for that, and I'm thrilled for them. But this is not going to be even remotely close to the Michigan-Alabama game of last year. But do they have enough in the tank to prevent a 10-point spread?
I don't think so. I think they were fueled purely just by their hate for Ohio State last week. I mean, half their players might have pepper spray in their eyes still from that brawl afterwards. Like, I don't know. I don't think they got anything.
No, yeah, the only speckle of maybe is the fact that Michigan was able to hold Ohio State's offense to what they did and win that game. Because that's a good Ohio State team, without a doubt. It's a great Ohio State team. And they won. But it's it's the rivalries. It doesn't matter. Like the Alabama Auburn game. Auburn can be 4-8, and they still have a chance to win the Iron Bowl because it's the Iron Bowl. That's that. This year, they won their Super Bowl. They beat Ohio State. Absolutely love them for that. I just don't think. And then let me tell you about Alabama. Boy, are they just babies. Absolutely babies for that. Everything they're trying to say there. They deserve to be in the playoffs. We beat 3 top 15 teams. Yeah, well, you also lost to 2 below average teams, and you got spanked by one of them.
Emmet, you're shaking your head. What's your feeling?
I don't.
I'm agreeing. Yeah. But that Vanderbilt game, I remember watching that. It was just like what's going on?
Yeah, they were number 1, and then they got beat by Vandy, and then they lost again to Oklahoma. I think they put up 3 points.
Yeah, didn't even get a touchdown.
Not a single touchdown against a 6-6 Oklahoma Sooners team that got walloped by Texas in the Red River rivalry. So sure, they beat Tennessee. They beat Georgia. Cool. Those are great wins. But take care of business, stealing that line straight from College Game Day, because that's exactly what Desmond Howard said. Take care of business on those teams that you should beat, and you'd be in the playoffs. You win one of those 2 games, you're in the playoffs. So no, they don't deserve to be in the playoffs, but they are going to absolutely run up the score. Sorry for the Alabama rant. I'm tired of those babies not getting what they want. They deserve to not get into the playoffs, but they will win this game by a handful. I'm going to take Alabama in the points.
My guess is when we watch this on TV, there's going to be a lot of open seats for this game because Michigan, after winning it all last year, and Alabama, anytime Alabama doesn't make the playoff, it's like, why are we even playing this game?
Mm-hmm.
Alabama, the big question is how many NFL prospects are not going to play in this game. There's already 3.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of them, I feel.
So Dollitics agrees with both of you, but boy, it's closer than I thought. It's got Alabama by 11.5. I just think that Michigan already won their bowl game 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And they could care less. They're going to go, hey, we got a national championship trophy from last year and we beat Ohio State. Let's just go have some fun.
Exactly. It's just crazy to think the wild ride of Michigan this season, just starting horrible. And then they kind of started figuring their stuff out. But losing to Washington and stuff like that, you're close games against Minnesota and everything. And then they come out and beat Ohio State. You got to be kidding me. So it's just kind of crazy. I don't know what to get from them, but I think Alabama's all pissed off and they're going to be Alabama and dominate. Glad we're all on the same page there. Whew. 3 picks left. Emmet, you feeling good? You seem just cool, calm, and collected.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about it so far. I feel like I've gone through a lot of the pretty guaranteed wins, so so far.
Let's see what you got from El Paso, Texas.
Beautiful. Speaking of a team that beat Michigan, Washington is playing Louisville. Louisville favored by 2.5 points. Who's winning?
I think Louisville is going to get it done. Washington, neither of these teams I've followed at all this year.
Yeah, I don't know.
So it's Washington last year come off such a high. It's I even forgot. Yeah, their coach DeBoer's over at Alabama now. So it's you just forget about all that. I mean, Ryan Grubb with the Seahawks now, they lost a lot. So it's a whole different team. So seeing the record this year, it's not surprising you lose your whole organization, all that. Yeah. So I think Louisville, I don't know much about them either, but I just
nope. Yeah, I know Lamar Jackson used to play for him, and that's about it. Yep. I am going to go Big Ten on this one. Just from this season in the podcast.
Oh. Emmett, do you hear Josh?
I'm not, no.
We lost you, Josh.
You can't hear me?
Okay, now we're back.
I will talk like this. I don't know what happened. Weird. Make sure all the cords are plugged in.
It's hard to believe technology eludes you sometimes, Josh.
Yeah, no, we almost had a breakdown, a little pause from the college football action in the house today. The thermostat just decided to stop working, and it got to like 61 degrees in the house today. And we thought we were going to have to call some emergency maintenance service. Long story short, it was a wire connected in the thermostat that came loose and then just started flagging like errors and all this stuff. And we spent like an hour and a half like Googling what's going on. And the funny thing is, what every single thing that we searched, the number one thing was check the cords. And I'm like, the cords are fine. Don't worry about the cords. What else is going wrong? And then we checked the cords. and
it was.
Yeah. It wasn't out. It was just slightly further out than in. And yeah, believe it or not, you plug it all the way in and it starts working again. So crazy stuff there. Technology is wonderful. But back to the college football world. I'm going to go with Washington. They're going to be a spoiler on this one. They have been many times this season. They're not a great team, but somehow they just can. They're just spoilers, and I think they're going to do it one more time this season. So I'm going to go Washington just outright on this one because why not?
Washington went all in the portal. As we talked at the beginning of the season, they were the number one team for portal players coming in, and they never really cleaned it up and made a lot of mistakes this year.
Yeah.
Dalytics and how do you pronounce Louisville, Josh?
Louisville. Yeah. You just got to mumble it. That's the Southern way. Anything with a Ville, you just anything before the Ville, mumble it. Hit that first letter, Vul. Yeah. Louisville. So yeah, Louisville. That's it.
Okay. So Dalytics has the Cardinals.
There you go. That's
winning by 6.5. So I've got Louisville winning and covering.
Ooh. Okay. Man, I could really double down. I think that'd be a dumb confidence pick, but boy, hitting a 2-0 on both of you suckers could be the move, Emmet. I got nothing to lose. I'm already in last place. You guys got to be scared of me, and that's the thing. But we got two more picks. Here we go. Illinois. Man, a lot of Big Ten teams making, like literally, we had 12 teams make a bowl or playoffs from the Big Ten. That's incredible. 18. Yeah, that's pretty darn good. We got Illinois versus South Carolina. Yeah, I figured this spread would be 9.5 points. South Carolina favorites. Gamecocks from South
Josh,
Carolina.
We've been there. We've been to the Citrus Bowl.
I have been to the Citrus Bowl. You were there with me. It was marvelous. Is that also in Tampa?
It's in Orlando.
That's it. Orlando. I knew it was in Florida. Anyways, down in beautiful Florida, Citrus Bowl, super fun. Once you're in the stadium, around the stadium, Emmet, little sketchy. Hold on to your phone, hold on to your keys, hold on to your wallet. A lot going around there. Wait till you're in the stadium before you take your phone and your wallet out. But Illinois, South Carolina, lay it on me. Does South Carolina have enough to win by 10 points?
I think they do. Following them, I mean, they're one of the hottest teams in college football recently. I was surprised they didn't make the playoffs. I mean, that finish that they had, I mean, they beat, Clemson? I'm trying to see who all they beat in that last stretch. They had a great run there. And, I mean, Illinois is not a bad team at all. They played great to start the season. Went
Right.
down a little bit, but I mean, great team. But I think South Carolina, the high that they're riding, I don't think that Illinois is going to be enough to stop it.
Yeah, it's like they're Illinois started hot and started, trending downwards. They didn't quite hold on to that success in the winning. South Carolina kind of did the opposite, where they started low and then they just keep kind of climbing. And exactly like you said, I'm like, this is a dangerous team. This is a very good South Carolina team. Yeah, I don't think Illinois has a chance. South Carolina is going to win. South Carolina will cover favorably, I believe.
Well, we all agree that South Carolina is going to win, and also the fact that Brett Bielema just doesn't win bowl games, regardless if he's at Illinois, Washington, or Wisconsin, or Arkansas.
Yeah, he was at Arkansas, yeah.
But I was really shocked. Altmaier is going to play, and he's done a decent job at quarterback. Dalytics has South Carolina winning by 5.
Wow.
Boy, I'm nervous putting my hat on with a Big Ten team winning this one, but I got to go with Dalytics.
The numbers, just let the numbers speak to you.
South Carolina will win, but will not cover.
This one, I think you may be onto something there. Yeah, you just don't know. Some teams, whether they're, South Carolina's probably a little salty. They didn't quite, make the push for the playoffs. They came close, not quite there. Yeah, you don't know. But again, I just know the Big Ten, the SEC track record is not great. Not great in the past 10 years. And yeah, I think Emmet and I we're on to something on this one. Let's just say that. But the last pick, the mighty Golden Gophers, are playing Virginia Tech. And I think I saw that and I went, that's a pretty good matchup for how the Gophers have been this year. Good and bad and everything in between. Virginia Tech is a name that you kind of get scared when you see, just because that football team is always relevant. But the surprising part, Emmet, here, we got Minnesota favored over Virginia Tech by 6.5 points. Right? Will they do it? Lead the way? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really know with this one either. I was thinking Minnesota for sure, but you just sold it. I don't know. I think it will be close. I'm looking at some of the previous scores. I mean, yeah, Virginia Tech, close game with Miami, close game with Syracuse, close game with Clemson. I mean, I think
those are good
show
teams.
that they're a quality team for sure. But Minnesota, I mean, they've played well all year. I haven't been following them super closely, but I mean, I feel like as the season's gone, they've improved, worked better together. I think they'll get it done. I don't know if they'll cover the spread. I'm gonna say no on that. But
see, yeah, that's the part. Like, why couldn't they give us like a 3.5 point spread? Like,
yeah,
the 6.5 makes me nervous.
Yeah,
but I think PJ Fleck might be one of the best coaches to get his players hyped up for any game possible. Obviously, just being very straightforward, the Gophers never really had a talk or we're going to make the playoffs kind of a thing. So I know they are very happy to be bowling and have a pretty darn successful season. What did they end up with? 8 wins this season, Dan?
7.
8 wins? 7 wins. But number 7 coming over the Badgers, which is always beautiful. But he's going to get them pumped up, and they tend to have a good track record in the bowl games under PJ Fleck. So therefore, for one last time in the 2024 college football year, I will go with Minnesota. They will win. They will cover. Let's go, Gophers.
Reading into this, I was leaning towards. I definitely was going to have the Gophers win, but it scared me because Max Brosmer isn't going to play because he's saving himself for the NFL, Daniel Jackson, not going to play. Pride of Southview, Quinn Carroll, probably not going to play at tackle, saving themselves. So it's like, who's going to score the points? Their
Right.
defense has just been stellar all year. I've been so impressed. Other than that Iowa second half, the defense has done what they're supposed to. However, there's a lot
Mhm.
of chaos in Virginia Tech. Three coaches getting fired. They did announce that their quarterback is coming back next year, but he's not going to play in the Duke's Mail Bowl,
Really? He's
which I
gonna come
find
back and play
interesting.
next year, but he's like, yeah, this season's lost. I'm out for the bowl game.
And they are totally guessing because this team returned 21 starters from last year.
Dang.
And are they going to play? So throw Dollalytics has Minnesota winning by 9.5. I think the defense is just going to have a day. You can do that with the system that's in there. It'll be interesting to see. I'm talking myself out of this now.
Right. I was gonna say you're 100% right though. Like that is why. Like I love the playoffs. I love the bowl seasons. It's exciting, going to bowls. But the way it's been trending, that it's more and more popular for your star players to sit out of these games because it's not the playoffs. So it's literally just another game. And part of me says, okay, yeah, I get it. Like if you're trying to make a career in professional football, you got to look after yourself. You got to be a little selfish. I understand that. But it does take away from kind of the excitement of all the other bowls. And it makes picking these games a little bit more challenging because regular season, everyone's playing if they're healthy. Everyone's wanting to win. And of course, everyone still wants to win, but you're playing with, half a deck some of these times. So, the teams that you're used to seeing, the talent, especially those names that you listed off for the Gophers not playing, it's like, well, damn, those are the guys that like got us to the bowl.
Yeah.
Who the hell's going to take over and score the points? Who's going to get this cover? I don't know, but golden opportunity for people to step up and potentially earn a step up in the depth chart for next year already, which is great. I think it's a golden opportunity for younger players, but it just takes away a little bit of the excitement when it should be a big finale. Like, let's go out, go out on a bang.
Yes, I agree with you completely. The Gophers will continue to take the ball away from teams. Gophers will win, will cover, will barely cover.
Mhm. Hey, I was gonna say they just need to win by a touchdown and a PAT.
Yep.
That's doable, right?
Okay,
Mhm.
let's take a look at
Well,
what we
now
got.
now the fun part here, Emmett, is you make all your picks thinking that you're going to be right, but which one is going to be the most right? Which one are you going to go with for that confidence pick? And let me tell you, it does make a difference. It makes you feel real good when your confidence pick hits because that extra point has been making or breaking some weeks for people. And who are you going with?
I'm gonna go. I know it's probably not the easiest, the safest pick. Sorry to the guests if I let us down, but I feel good about it. I think Nebraska is gonna cover the spread. I think that 3-point win.
Absolutely.
I think we've seen Nebraska win a lot of those close ones and barely. So even if it's a field goal, I mean that covers. So I think that offense is just gonna continue to improve.
Yes.
Rayola's gonna go out there, the best game of the season. Yep.
Absolute. I love
Good
that
pick.
pick. I think that's absolutely wonderful. Go with the home ones because a couple weeks ago I was going to say the Wisconsin Oregon game. I got a buddy who is a diehard Wisconsin fan. Picked Wisconsin to prevent the spread. Picked him as his confidence pick because that's where the heart lies, and it landed. And that was a good week for Mr. Taylor Moon. I'm going back. Yeah, he had a great week that week. So I say, yeah, you go with that heart pick and make it happen. Now, crack a cold one for this. I said it early. I didn't feel that way any other way. I'm going to go A&M. 3.5 points over USC. I felt good about it right from the get-go. And, ooh, look at me go. That's just a I didn't even look at that. That's a confidence pick. 2 against 0 to you guys on that one. So that makes me feel pretty darn great.
Well, you two left me with the easy one. I wasn't going to make this pick, but you let me do it. Even though it's a 10-point spread, I'm just sorry. I'm taking Alabama on this one.
I thought about that one. I don't know why. Like, it's not a huge spread, 10 points, but it was big enough for me to be like, nah, because I think Alabama is going to be another one of those teams that a lot of people may sit out for this because they are not in the playoffs. Yep. But then you have to realize everyone who's going to fill those spots of people sitting out are also future NFL players and 4- and 5-star recruits. So, yeah, they're good. I think that's a great confidence pick. I like all of our confidence picks right now. Yeah, exactly. You know, for my sake, I hope that Dad, yours doesn't hit, because I'm running out of time, Emmet. Here, I have 4 total weeks and limited picks. This is a big week that I need to shine, and I need to hit some games because once we get into the playoffs, the number of picks gets smaller and smaller, and I run out of time. So this is a big week for me. This is going to make or break it if I can try and repeat. Emmet, I think you have a lot of good picks as well. I think we put the pressure on, and you might get the lead back to the guests. I hope so. I was going to say, my buddy Jim.
Hey, look at you just I saw you take a breath there. Is that a confidence pause or
No, we're riding high. I'm believing all these picks are just, you never know.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, sorry, but don't worry. I was gonna say, my buddy G, he almost, he put us in this spot. He put you in a difficult spot, but my cousin got you back on the right track, hitting 3 out of 4 picks last week. Great. You're coming in. You're going to hit some picks this week. You're going to get those guests back on track. Now, I just want to have the same success you have so we can put the pressure on Dean going into the end of the season, because that's just what everyone wants. We don't want an outright winner with weeks to go. That's just boring.
You know what's really weird, though? These games are spread out from like the 26th, I think, to the 3rd of January. We will have playoff 1 and playoff 2 before we know the results on this, Emmet.
Oh, yeah. So I was going to say, you're going to have to, this is going to be a slow burn or a slow celebration for you. That's for sure. I was going to say, the regular weeks, Emmet, let me tell you, you just watch Saturday and you just watch scores. It's just it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. Now you get to ride this, cheering for random games for weeks. And I was going to say, this is a very important week. And I was going to say, no one better to have making those picks that than you, to bring those guests back to their glory days they had all season long. No pressure though, Emmet. No pressure.
Emmet, you gotta? This is new material, new swag. So, courtesy of your where you work. What department do you work in?
Footwear.
Oh, are Hoka's worth it?
Sorry, what was it?
Are Hoka's worth the money?
I think they are. I'm more of a Brooks guy, honestly.
Okay.
I'd say Brooks, but Brooks, Hoka, on Cloud. That's my rankings. But
I honestly have never worn any of those shoes.
Yeah.
I'm an A6 person, and I recently got some Noble running shoes for work, and surprisingly pretty good. Not very durable. I've had them less than a year, and the heels are already tearing up a little bit. So look cool, comfort great, durability not quite what we want. A little disappointed.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll have to go Brooks or the Hokas. But yeah, Dean always needs some help with his footwear. He doesn't have the greatest shoe selection. Not that I'm any better, but any cool shoes I have, my wife gives them to me, so I get to take the credit for that.
Yeah.
I've crossed over into Hoka land, and Hoka, their customer service is second to none. I bought my first ones at Dick's 2 years ago, and 10 months in, just a little bit of the sole was breaking loose. So I reached out to customer service, send them in, we'll replace them.
No kidding.
I don't know. I haven't had a pair last longer than a year, but I keep getting new ones. So I don't know if that's good or bad.
I mean, if they're replacing them, I'd say new pair's a new pair.
Yeah.
You can't argue with that. That's phenomenal. Just for that, I might have to do that. That sounds great. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Hey, look at that little sneaker section that we got in here. Man, couple of sneakerheads here in the Sport Dolls podcast. How about it? Just kidding. This is tragic. I made fun of them my entire life, but I wear Crocs. And I hate how much I like them. And
you're one of them.
Yeah, Emmet, last question I got for you. Have you worn Crocs or do you have Crocs?
I'll be right back. I got them somewhere. I got a pair like they have ones that are lined. They have like fuzzy stuff inside. So for home slippers, they're great.
That's next level. That's next level. I know Dean hasn't crossed over. I crossed over to the dark side, but yeah, I respect the fuzzy ones. Being Minnesotans in the winter, beautiful feel. They're not pretty. Crocs are still ugly, but man, do they serve a purpose. Just sliding them on, I tell ya. Oh, baby. Emmet, as always, great to have you on here. I think you made some awesome picks, and I enjoyed just spending an hour with you, just chatting and having a good time, and hopefully you had a good time too.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Yes, thank you so much. Wish you the best to finish out finals and get ready for the spring semester.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say back to the books, but in typical Sport Dolls fashion, what we do, we break it down, we put our hands in front of the camera like a little huddle, just like this. So bring it in with me, Emmet. We're gonna go Sport Dolls on 3. 1, 2, 3. Sport Dolls. Boom. There you go. See? Back to the books. Fun's over. Study.
Are you going to study or go to the game or do both?
I'm looking at the score here. We'll see.
What's the score?
Let's get see where it's at. 17-3, not in our favor. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I haven't been watching too much, so hopefully it's just a couple mistakes we can clean up, get back. But yeah.
What game are we talking about? I'm lost.
Seahawks Packers.
Oh, yeah, that old Sunday night.